So the next thing to happen on AEW Dynamite, we get to the next segment of the night where we see Renee Paquette in the middle of the ring, and she introduces Sammy Guevara. So yeah, Sammy Guevara makes his return back on tonight's episode of AEW Dynamite. Last time we seen him was at Double or Nothing. So yeah, it's been a few weeks since we've seen Sammy Guevara. So yeah, he comes out, and Renee Paquette congratulates him on his and Ty Mello's pregnancy and all that stuff. And, that she asked, where he's been at and what he's been thinking about or whatever since Double or Nothing. And Sammy Guevara said these last few weeks has been pretty great after announcing the pregnancy of his baby girl and all that. And he tells the fans, it's going to be a girl. So, yeah, that's what Sammy Guevara said. And he's had his highs and all that stuff since the pregnancy, and he said he wished that he would have won the AEW World Heavyweight Championship, but he says the chase is not over yet because he's going to eventually win the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. That's what Sammy Guevara said. But then all of a sudden he gets interrupted by Darby Allin. Darby Allin comes out there, and him and Sammy Guevara has some exchange of words and all that stuff, talking about the World Heavyweight Championship and all that stuff. And Darby Allin actually points at the fact that Sammy Guevara can do great all by himself if he wasn't in a group and all that. And he says that, that him and Sting are great friends, and they ain't no Sting Appreciation Society, but, Guevara gets to be in the Jericho Appreciation Society. And all of a sudden, Chris Jericho comes out with a baseball bat. And, he pretty much gets in Darby Allin's face, and he says, how about you just stay out of this and all that. And then he starts talking to Sammy Guevara about, why didn't Sammy Guevara try to call him or whatever in the past few weeks, and he could have made sure that Sammy Guevara could have been the new AEW World Heavyweight Champion. And then Sammy Guevara looks at him, he goes well, why haven't you called me? Because I could have helped you win your match against Adam Cole. At Double or Nothing, and they both start arguing and all that stuff, and Jericho was like, well, I think you failed to forget that you just got a little sniff at the main event scene, and you need to know your spot, who's the higher up in the Jericho Appreciation Society and all that stuff. So yeah, that's what Chris Jericho was saying, and him and Sammy Guevara started getting face to face and all that stuff. And Jericho was like, well, how about this? So you know where your spot is at. How about, me and you team up as the Les Sex Gods and have a tag team match next week on Dynamite. And then Darby Allin jumps in the middle of it, and he says that, what, you going to be listening to Jericho and all that stuff. And Jericho starts getting pissed off and everything about Darby Allin saying some stuff. And he goes and Jericho's like, well, how about this? How about me and Sammy just jump you 2-1 right now? And Sammy looking at Jericho like, what the hell? And Darby was like, well, I'm never alone. And then all of a sudden Sting song hits. He comes out with the baseball bat, and he gets in the middle of the ring. First time ever, I think they said that Sting and Jericho's actually been in the ring, And they've never been in the ring with each other. So yeah, him and Jericho standing face to face. Jericho puts the baseball bat to Sting's throat. Sting puts his baseball bat down, and then he puts his baseball bat to Jericho's throat, and then puts Jericho away. And then all of a sudden, Jericho puts his baseball bat up to Sting again. Sting just whacks the baseball bat out of his hands, and Jericho quickly got out of the ring. So yeah, that's what happened there. Pretty good segment though. But up next, we're going to be seeing that 8-man tag team match up next on Dynamite. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then.